welcome all to K-Drama School. I have not left my parents' house yet. I'm going to be taking off tomorrow morning. I'll just dive right in and just talk about the show that I want to discuss today. It's called The Midnight Romance in Hagwon, and the Korean title is 졸업, and it's directed by An Pan-seok. But An Pan-seok everybody knows because he's directed a lot of shows that have an older woman and a younger man. And he works with like the same ensemble cast over and over. For instance, like Kil Hye-yeon, she was in Something in the Rain. She played the mom, right? She was also in One Spring Night playing the mom. And we also have Kim Jung-young. She was in One Spring Night playing the mother to the male protagonist. And you also have Kim Jong-tae. I believe he was also in Something in the Rain, playing the CEO of that company. In any case, so a lot of these people have worked with An Pan-seok before, and I think An Pan-seok is one of these directors that likes to work with the same few people over and over again. So I would say almost that like this director, his auteur imprint is visible in his casting. Yeah. Chung Yo-won is playing the female protagonist. She's playing a Korean language teacher at a private institution at a hagwon. So for those of you who don't know what hagwon is, it's a cram school. It's a school you go to in excess of your other regular schooling. And Korean kids in South Korea do this because everything that they learn in school is already like a given. Like, yeah, you should have already mastered that, but you have to master more on top of it so that you could excel in exams and also just do well overall. So it's dealing with that hyper competitiveness and the stress, but in a much smaller specific kind of scale, which is in the hagwon realm, and it's looking at it from the teacher's perspective. And so the politics of how things work in that realm is really fascinating. Also, it's very visible how hagwon teachers make the most money, right? There's this one teacher, I forget his name, but he wears like these round glasses, and he's like kind of like a celebrity tutor. He has like his own YouTube channel. A lot of these tutors have their own YouTube channel, and yeah, like he's like an A-lister. We've probably seen this in A Crash Course in Romance as well. Like that hagwon teacher is like making really good money, and he's like an A-lister teacher because kids show up. They need that kind of education. They need that schooling in order to do well on the exams. So it's an interesting worlding in that like we see very starkly this contrast, like in a private institution where these tutors are working, and they're tutors. They get paid extremely well. And then in the public school setting, these teachers are completely underpaid. They're under a lot of stress, under a lot of duress, and it's a very demanding kind of space. So yeah, like seeing that contrast is a little heartbreaking for me, but it's also, I mean, the show is self-reflexive. It's critiquing a lot of these, social circumstances, and at the same time, it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like people need to eat, they need to make money. Like this is the way the system is. Lee Ha-jun plays the male lead, and he is the love interest to Chung Yo-won's character. And these guys, An Pan-seok has not been great with his casting in the last few shows. In One Spring Night, Han Ji-min and Jung Hae-in completely lacked chemistry. Like, anytime they had any kind of interaction, it felt so awkward and so forced. And I was like, kill me now. It's not working. Whereas with Jung Hae-in and Son Ye-jin, like they had excellent chemistry. Lee Ha-jun and Chung Yo-won really lack chemistry. Watching them interact, it's so awkward. Like, when I'm watching a rom-com or a romance drama, I want to feel like I'm, in the mix, like in the thick of it, like feeling the good, like romantic, tingly feelings. But I wasn't getting any of that because I was so distracted by how utterly lacking of chemistry these two people are. So yeah, I don't know, like this couple, they don't quite work for me. But each of them, like respectively, are good actors. Like Chung Yo-won, she's been acting forever. She's an interesting situation because she used to be part of a girl group called Chakra. or Sakura. And yeah, she used to be a K-pop star. And then she transitioned into acting because her girl group disbanded. Lee Ha-jun is, I believe he used to be a model and an actor, but I mean, he's an actor, of course. We've seen him in Squid Game. We've also seen him in Something in the Rain. In Something in the Rain, Lee Ha-jun was playing the younger brother to Son Ye-jin's character and the best friend to Jung Hee-in's character. So we have this guy coming back to work with An Pan-seok. How do you say, like the upset, the social upset, the status quo upset that they're stirring. It's Lee Ha-jun's character used to be Chung Ye-won's character's student as a tutor. And then when he becomes a teacher, they start to develop a romance and they start going out and there's like all this gossip and rumor and hate. Oh my God, watching some of these scenes where the teachers are like beefing with one another out of like politics and greed and money and power, it was just so stressful seeing that. Yeah, I don't know. It just like the romance part didn't really work for me. Oh my God. But Seo Jung-yeon, she is amazing in this show. So she's the one that has like the gray hair, like she's, the CEO and tutor of that one school, right? She has like this beautiful giant gray hair. I'm like, oh my God, this fucking powerhouse. Like, look at her. She was astounding. I loved her character. So like, I don't know, so intense, but beautiful and powerful, intimidating. Like, she scares everybody. And I was like, I'm into her. Yeah, she was an interesting villain. She was also like using this young man, like her assistant. The mise-en-scène, whenever she comes into the play, is so fascinating. Like, where the camera like focuses. For instance, like you get this one like shot of like her shoes, like she's taking off her shoes and putting on different shoes. Why? Like she puts on heels when she's about to have like a meeting or get on a phone call with somebody. Even it's all about wearing the costume, performing that performance, that role, and executing and getting the results that you want. And that's what she does. Like her outfit plays a big role. And the young man that is her assistant is always like kind of, it's just like tiptoeing around her, trying to do right by her, right? Like bringing shoes to her feet. It's just like, it's sad. It's sad to see that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but like Frank Herbert says this in one of his Dune books. He says, the powerful are not corrupt. It's that corrupt people are attracted to power. Yeah. If you have not checked out the podcast episode with me and Steve Lee is the host of the Stevie Weeby Show. It's a podcast. You could get it on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. Steve Lee is also the lead vocalist in the band Mangchi with David Cho. He is also the younger brother to comedian Bobby Lee. And I had a really good time doing the interview, and I think the talk is really interesting too. So please check it out on Stevie Weeby. But yeah, that's all I have to plug for now. You can also check out my NPR interviews with the LAist, KQED Forum. You can also buy my book, K-Drama School, A Pop Culture Inquiry into Why We Love Korean Television. You can get it on Amazon, Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble. You could get it anywhere. If you have not reviewed the book on Amazon, I'm going to ask you to please write a review and post it on Amazon. Let your voice be heard. If you read the book and you like it, please share your thoughts on it. Your reviews do matter, so please do that. If you want to review this podcast on Spotify or Apple, you can also do that as well. You can subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Grace Jung Comedy, also K-Drama School. And I really thank you for your kind support.